welcome to another week of Politically Correcting podcast with Jose Pio. My camera looks a little off here. Let me do this. Yeah, there we go. That looks better, right, Austin?
Oh, yeah.
Do I look prettier now? Is this my better side?
Oh, you always look good.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you take a moment, smash that like button, please, if you're following us on whether Facebook or YouTube. And make sure you follow the We the People Podcast Network on Facebook. That way you get all the different types of podcasts, not just the beautiful and lovely politically correcting, but you can listen to so many different podcasts on there. Listen to Marcus Williams as well. He came on. He was a guest on my show before, and now he has his own podcast. Make sure you go check that one out. I believe it's called Made in America, right?
Yep, Marcus, Made in America.
Marcus Made in America. Yeah, make sure you comment anything you like, anything you don't like. If you love the way the look is, make sure you comment, because those algorithms, that's how it works. They like people that like and comment. But today I want to speak on, to begin with, integrity and character, because I think that's a lost thing in this world. Like, we don't have any. It just seems as if character is gone. And to me, characters, and when I was raised going to church and stuff, it was always about, what do you do when no one's looking? What are you doing when no one's watching, but we know that God's watching, right? God's always watching. But what are you doing when no one sees what you're doing? And it's always talking about how, anything you do in the dark always comes to light. But nowadays, it's even more than that. It's really, what do you do when you're not held accountable to doing the right thing? Like, if you do something wrong and you're not held accountable to it, you can choose to do the right thing or you can choose the wrong thing. Either way, you're not really going to be held accountable to it. So many people are choosing the bad things. Like, so many people are choosing to do illegal activities knowing full well that they won't get caught or they won't get held accountable. Or if they do get arrested, they'll just be given a ticket and they have to pay a ticket and they'll be fine. So what are you doing when people are not only not looking, not watching, but when you're not held accountable to it? Do you choose to do right, or do you still choose to do wrong and live that type of life? Because the number one thing I still talk about to this day, and it's so annoying, are like the ATVs, dirt bikes, the motorcycles that going 100 miles an hour down the road. Obviously, cops aren't chasing them. We know that. They're choosing to do the wrong things because they're not going to be held accountable. And at some point, I would hope, I don't hope, no, you shouldn't hope karma upon anybody, but you would hope that you do the right thing. You choose to do the right things. You stick to the law. You don't bring shame upon your family or your family name. And you would hope that, other people would act the same way, but we're seeing that a lot of people just are not. And another thing that goes along with that would be the eviction moratorium. Like right now, we've been had for the past 18 months. We couldn't evict anybody, right? The landlords were not able to evict people who are not paying their rent. The Supreme Court just issued a verdict saying, no, the eviction moratorium is going to go to the end, and that's it. Like, we cannot extend it anymore. And that's, to me, completely understandable, because 18 months at this point, and you see how wanted signs everywhere. If you're going to sit there and say that, oh, I've been impacted by COVID and I can't pay my rent, when there are so many for hiring signs, we're hiring, starting at this pay. Look, they're willing to hire you based on the color of your skin. I'm going to say it blatantly out there. And that's, this is politically correcting podcast here, Austin. So I can say these things. They are hiring you and paying you extra based purely on the color of your skin. If you are a person who is Black or Latino, you walk in and say, I am Latino. They will say, oh man, we've got some extra pay for you because you're Latino. We want diversity. I'm so tired of that word. I'm so tired of it, because we know what diversity means. Austin, dude, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, Austin. You know what diversity means, though.
I do.
It means we want someone of a certain skin color, and that's not what diversity should mean.
It means I never get the extra money offer.
No, never, right?
No,
but it should be diversity of mind, right? It should be what you bring to the table, what your skills are, how you were raised, how are you brought up. That's the diversity that we should be gunning for when it comes to looking for those to fill positions of need, right? The other issue that comes about is there are clearly defined checks and balances in our country's government for a reason. Executive branch should never attempt to overrule the judicial branch, as that creates an imbalance of power. I mean, it's blatant. It's an imbalance of power. That further creates an autocracy. I don't know how to actually say it. Autocracy and dictatorship. So when we have President Biden, who is essentially looking to overrule what the Supreme Court has found to be no longer valid, they are not going to continue with the eviction moratorium. It's time to let it end, and they want people to go back to work. The CDC, in my opinion, had the right at the beginning for a little bit of time to say, look, we need to keep people home. We can't evict people out on the streets. We have to allow people to socially distance themselves at home and keep themselves safe, keep others safe, because we didn't know what the virus was, right? But after the first couple months, I mean, at that point, the CDC has no say. They shouldn't have any say over what a private business can or cannot do. And that's exactly what these people are who are providing home options. They're not just landlords. Landlords has a bad, negative stigma, but it's really about housing providers. They're providing housing to people in need, and they're being raked over the freaking coals right now. But at the very least, we should never be okay with the president overruling the Supreme Court. That's wrong on every level. That goes against everything that America is about. Is my guest here yet?
He is.
Okay, cool.
We can go and bring him in a bit.
All right, we can go ahead and bring him in. Like I said, there's plenty of jobs out there. There's plenty of people who need jobs. Anyone who's crying about not being able to not making enough money to pay for their rent. You know what we do? You know what I do? Let me just say what I would do. If I wasn't making enough money to pay for my mortgage, I would go get a second job. I would find a side hustle where I can sell things online. I would go to places like, maybe not Walmart, but what is that company with the guy? He's an old Ollie's. I go to places like Ollie's. They buy overstock items or even older items that convenience stores or not convenience stores, but any other stores are just no longer carrying, and they slash the prices on them. Go there. It's brand new stuff, and they're selling for like half what the normal cost is. You can buy stuff at Ollie's and resell it on the open market, online, on Amazon, wherever you choose. You can buy stuff for pretty cheap at Ollie's and resell it. That's just one side hustle that you can do to make a little bit extra money to pay your rent, to pay your mortgage. There's no more excuses. I'm tired of excuses. I'm tired of people trying to make themselves out to be victims here. We are smarter than that. We have technology at the hand. What we have here is more technology than what they put into the spaceship to send someone to the moon. All right. So there's just no excuses anymore. Who I have here now, I got my distinguished guest here, Mr. Bruno Renoso, right?
Oh, yeah.
Renoso, a private consultant for celebrities and leaders, specializing in high performance, corporate social responsibility, and collective intelligence. He owns a nonprofit organization who claims to be his ultimate formula for boosting world peace, which he is working on taking to the World Economic Forum. Just a heads up here, this is the first time Bruno and I have actually met.
Yeah, actually.
We've conversated pretty quickly on Facebook. I said, stop the conversation. Right. Let's take it to the podcast because I want to. Like I said in the messenger there, I want this podcast to really be about having conversations between two people over a drink. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to crack open our drinks. Austin, did you open yours yet?
No, I haven't opened mine.
All right,
yet.
Time to crack open your drinks. I see you got yours cracked open already. Bruno, it's all right.
Open.
Salud to everyone out there.
Salud.
This is, again, a podcast to have conversations over a drink with some friends and new friends.
Cheers on that.
Cheers to that. So I hear you may be going to Geneva, Switzerland.
Yeah, that's my next spot. I'm going to be in Geneva, Switzerland to start getting into the World Economic Forum for my nonprofit organization and record some videos on WIS Institute of Neurology and the CERN, Large Hadron Colliders, all these scientists. You were talking about technology. Well,
Mhm.
that's the main thing on my nonprofit organization to step and be aware of the transhumanism we are living right now.
Transhumanism.
Yeah, right. The step from the high technology we are gonna be watching on the next years, which is crazy, right? Even though, have you seen the Tesla bot?
I've seen
Right?
Elon Musk talking or bringing out the new robot.
Just one little step.
Little.
From
That's crazy.
From things that are coming. Yeah.
And he also implanted. Didn't he implant a chip into a pig's brain?
Right, the Neuralink. Yeah.
It's insane, and I don't think people realize how much technology we've packed into the past 60, 70 years. How much technology we are at. I still can't believe we don't have how VR is not more accessible at this point. I mean, we have the Oculus. I feel it hasn't changed where we are quite yet, but is it coming?
I think that's like the plan on the Neuralink, like starting. Well, first is medical, right? First is for medical purposes, like for helping on spine,
for the good things, for the right things that they're supposed to go for.
Then comes the marketing. I mean, I'm a marketer, so I love marketing since I'm a kid, like advertising and everything. Whenever that thing gets commercial, that will be crazy, a crazy world, because it's gonna be another world inside everyone's head. So, well, yeah, I don't know.
That can open
up. We don't
up.
know what's gonna happen, but we know technology is advancing really fast, and we need to step on that. So this is what I'm trying to work with corporates, with people, business leaders, and now celebrities, to tell them start to working on the sustainable development goals and see what's happening around the globe. Be like more consciousness about all of this, having awareness, and well, just to everyone to join, because if we are not together on this, technology is gonna beat us all. I mean, like.
Yes, it is. I'm terrified of AI. I think that enough people have spoken about the potential danger of AI if we allow it to basically update itself, think on its own. And if the microphone's too far away from you, you can move it as well. I don't know how you felt about that, but yeah. So I see the hat. You said you're into marketing. We got the Make America Native again.
Right.
That's a great hat. Usually, if that was in red, you would see people probably like beating you up over the hat.
Yeah, I know this.
Even though they don't read it.
Yeah. The hat. I didn't plan on that.
No, that's great. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the native thing here. So talk to me about your what makes Bruno Bruno. What makes you tick? What makes you your brain operate the way it does? How were you raised to think about the ways you think about today?
I think it's about this. What we were talking about, the technology and how it's advancing so fast, because there's communities that they don't even have phones. Right. That's why I'm wearing this hat now, to start promoting a little native consciousness and technology consciousness, and find a balance, because that will be the coexistence, human coexistence. That's the main slogan on my nonprofit organization is Neopangia, Coalition for Human Coexistence on Earth. So how are we gonna coexist if we are so different? We are like trillionaires, and there's people with no food. If we are going to space, but there's people with no funds, and those parameters is like quite big. So this transhumanism, it's going so fast that we need to reduce those parameters and take this technology to protect our traditions, right?
So does that mean that you side with like socialism, where you are willing to take from the rich to give to the poor? Where's your spectrum on that?
Well, I don't like politics. I don't like politics.
You don't like politics?
Yeah, but
I don't like politics either, to be honest. Austin loves it though.
Yeah. Left and right. I think those are divisions. I don't like those kind of divisions. We need to listen to Republicans and take care of the traditions, about our cultures, about what we are, right? Our rights, freedom, and capitalism, because we need resources, right? We need money. We need to help others. We need money.
Right.
And socialism, well, we see we live in a society, right? So, and even communism, because we are a community. So it's like taking all of them, right? It's like I'm not I'm a very religious person, but I still
or
choose
not?
a religion.
You are religious or you're not religious?
I'm very religious, but I just believe in God. I still don't like pick a side because I like them all. It's like if we start taking care of that, like respecting everyone, we can coexist, right? Because
that's tough. Do you find that tougher nowadays to be able to respect everyone? Because it feels as if there's so many people out there who don't respect you if you don't believe what they believe.
Yeah, that's
Do you
the main
see
problem
that a lot
right now.
As well?
Well, not right now. I mean, like,
is it crazy?
Ever
since ever? Yeah,
it's like
it's been. I mean, it has been since day one, right? We got the Cain and Abel. Yeah. You know, you're always going to have someone that's going to hate on you because of your beliefs or how you act. Now, I'm sure people can hear the accents in your voice. What is your nationality?
Mexicano.
Okay. So I've been in Mexico many times. I actually got married in Mexico a little over a month ago. Yeah, I went to Riviera Maya, Mexico.
Nice.
At our destination wedding. Yeah, it was a long flight. I was stationed
from here to there. Yeah.
But I was stationed when I was in the military. I was stationed in Fort Bliss, Texas, which is in El Paso, which is right over the border from Juarez, right?
Yeah, I love Texas. I know almost every little town in Texas.
Yeah, have you been to El Paso?
Perry, Waco, El Paso, Dallas, Amarillo.
Oh, okay, you know Texas.
Scobille. Yeah, I love them. Hey, hi Texas.
Shout out to Texas. I don't think I have. Yeah. Do I want? If you are a listener, a follower out there, and you're from Texas, please comment below. But yeah. So what are your thoughts then on the border issues that we've been seeing as a country? What are your thoughts on that? Being that you're from Mexico, and do you have family down there? Were you raised down there? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I've been living in a lot of countries for work. Like the last 13 years, I've been traveling. Just traveling and working.
Just traveling around the world?
Colombia, Panama, Argentina, here, Mexico, Canada. And after all these years, I've been thinking about, I don't even know why do we have borders. Like, I don't even know why do we have all these protocols to go to another country. It's like, I still don't understand it. I mean, it's for order. It's for everyone has their own economies and there's protectionism. But right now, we are living all the same thing in the whole planet. Is like we are together. Now we are together. Right now, everything that's happening here, it's happening in China, in Mexico, in Australia, and everywhere. Like these COVID protocols.
Yeah, COVID is the first thing that's happened worldwide that has kind of brought us to understand what's happening around the world under one under one umbrella.
We are in a planet. Right.
Right. Well, people, a lot of people don't realize how small America is. Yeah. I should say United States of America, because when I was in Mexico, when I was crossing the border one time, and they asked me where I'm from, and I was like, America, and they said, which one? It was a weird question for me. I'm like, what do you mean, which one? So I was like, pointing like that one that I'm going to, but I didn't realize that, Mexicans still say the same thing. They live in North America, and I can see how some people would say, why do we have borders at this point when we have free trade flowing between the two, three countries? We got Canada and Mexico, United States in the middle, where we just allow trucking to come in, export, imports coming in. I can also see, like you said, the economics of it.
Where they are planning on the COVID passport. Like if you are vaccinated, you have all the protocols and everything, and you have that passport, you can go around the world.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, me either. I mean, we don't need that passport, but that's a good idea. That's the main idea that
I'm cool with the world passport.
Like, yeah,
I'm cool with the world passport. I'm not mad about that.
Right.
But making it a COVID one, I don't like that.
I don't like the name on the
Yeah, they're not doing a very good job with that. I think they're going to get a lot of pushback. We'll see on that. Okay, so where did you say you've been traveling all around the world? Where has been
just America?
Okay, traveling all around America.
Yeah.
So what state was your favorite then, and why New York?
Well, in America, Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Okay.
Austin, and Anaheim, because my grandpa lives on there, and
that's his name, Austin here.
Austin.
Austin, Massachusetts.
You are the best state, man. The best town.
Austin is amazing. If you haven't been to Austin, Austin's pretty dope. I mean, they have a street full. I'm a nightlife kind of guy.
From San Diego and New York, and like a little balance.
Yeah, a little bit of Nashville there too. I haven't been to Nashville, but I hear it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Shout out to Nashville. So So when you're saying that with the open border, okay. to a lot of people in America, they feel as though they would love to have a border policy where they allow as many people that can come into America as possible, which I'm in agreement with. If we can allow people to come in a way that is, we know where they're coming from, because a lot of people do realize like my job in the military was at the border. So it was against drug cartels. That was my job in the military. I did the anti-drug cartel for Mexico and South America. So I was in Colombia a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun for me doing that kind of job, because I know I was doing right for our country and for that country, because the drug cartels in Mexico, oh my God, like that, it is exactly what you see on TV a lot of times.
Like 9 years ago, it was really crazy down in my town. It's called Veracruz. It's a little town.
Veracruz,
but, yeah, Veracruz. So all over the country was crazy, but I was there, and I got kidnapped by them.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I got kidnapped.
You got kidnapped?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, talk to us about that, because that's
that's part of my consulting on private security. Because I have some areas on my consulting for celebrities, but one of them is I advise them on private security and cybersecurity. So I tell them how to measure their own security of their families, of their houses, of their systems, on their corporations, on their social media, how they're managing the information about their kids, what they're uploading, and also some post-apocalyptic training, so they know how to be in emergencies, what vehicles are they going to be using, or locations, or because when I lived that, I mean, it was a really bad experience.
I was gonna say, so what gave you the information for this kind of job or this business that you have? How did you get the experience for that?
For the consulting?
Yeah.
Since I'm 18 years old, I started on advertising. I made a little magazine in my town, and after
in Veracruz?
In Mexico.
Okay.
In Mexico, that was in Mexico City. I started a little magazine, and then it escalated. Then I started to sell actual advertising. I was like making my own agency, but I was 20 years, and then I started to get into jobs on marketing.
Okay.
At the same time. So I went into the agencies and took all the information, the processes. I learned everything from the owners, from the designers, from the apartment human resources, and everything. And I started mixing everything together on my own. And then
while you're employed,
did it by my own.
There you go.
And went to other states to get our clients, and everything went escalating quickly. Until the point it became a consulting.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's literally the American dream, right? I mean, if you can to start a business based off of what you have, the intel you've gathered over the past number of years, working for whatever company, and then being able to accrue so much information and intelligence over it, where you can now then make a living off of it with your own business. That's amazing.
That's the best way to grow. Just pick a choice the earliest as possible, and never quit. I mean, I've been struggling. I going broke several times. I even went to the street, because I was like insistent and persistent. So there comes a time when that tantrums of I want this and I'm not quitting takes you to a lot of problems. But if you start liking the problems and loving the problems, you start solving the problems, and it takes you to other places, and you start flowing. And it's just about not being greedy.
Not being greedy. Well, I mean, you brought up a couple of things there, which talks about a couple of different points there for business. And I hope there's business owners out there who are going to listen to this, because I'm a business owner as well. I consult, not in the same line as you, but mine's more the financial aspect of it. Nice. A lot of people get into trouble because they get greedy, right? Because, or maybe not greed sometimes as well. It could be they want to kind of show off for other people. They want to show or give the appearance that they are bigger of a business than what they are. And it takes away. It takes away from them.
Yeah, because greediness is good to get what you need, right? But how much you need? That's the question. How much you need? And if you're not aware of what you need, you start and never-ending point. of I want more and more and more, and you start taking things from others too, because that will give you to more power, more money, more places, and it's an addiction. It's an addiction because we need a little greediness in order to not living on the streets.
Right. Yeah, you got to pay your own bills before you can.
I always was against greediness, but that took me to that place, because I was doing a lot of pro bono, a lot of helping for free, a lot of helping people, a lot of discounts when I had clients and everything, because I wanted to get you in trouble more and help them more, right?
Did that end up to a point where people were taking too much from you, and then it impacted you, or what?
No,
what happened
I was not giving myself enough.
Yeah,
and so I was lack of greediness, and that's a mistake also.
Yeah,
we need a little. We need resources, right? And that's greediness. You want more things. I mean, we don't need nothing else but eat, go to the restroom, and sleep. So after that, everything is greediness. So if you want to do more things, you want to have more experiences, if you want to help more people, you want to do something else, you need to be a little greedy. But how much is the question, right? Because that's why we have billionaires, trillionaires, and we have people enslaving people. We have abusive controllers, because it's not just about money. There's several kinds of greediness. It's like control systems on their lives, on their actions. Like when they get like control freaks, all the business owners that they don't know how to delegate, and they'll get like control freaks.
Yep, they gotta do it themselves.
Yeah,
they don't trust anybody else to do it
the right way.
Right,
move right. Yeah. It's like, wait, that's a different kind of greediness, and that hurts people. That takes away their energy.
Right.
And when I say energy, I'm not talking about like the energy like in cartoons or metaphysics or anything. For me, energy is your thoughts, right? So if you got negative thoughts, that's dark energy, black energy, negative energy, whatever you want to call it. And if you have positive thoughts, that's good energy, white energy that helps others and spreads. Like if you are full of energy, that means that you have a lot of positive thoughts on you, about others, about business, about life, about world, about future, about the more you have knowledge about in a positive way is the way you have more energy. Because even though if you just say hi to someone and you are full of energy, they feel it.
Yeah.
Right? Because they see your face.
Yeah, absolutely.
They see your face or they feel it, right? You feel it. Everything
people feed off of your energy,
right? It's like
energy is a force field,
telepathy or something. I mean, like,
you had actually brought something up when you're talking about your business there that it didn't click to me until now. Actually, you talked about how much information people put on their social media,
exactly,
concerning especially their kids. Talk to me about that. Is how much information is too much information, and do you see a lot of people kind of giving out a lot more information than they should?
Yeah. I mean, in this case, on my consulting, it depends on how much positioning they have, or how many followers they have, or how big is their community. The biggest, the more the risk. The bigger the risk. The bigger the community, the bigger the risk. So if you have, if you're a celebrity and you're making movies, you will have maybe 1 or 10 million followers. That's a lot of eyes. So anything you do, it will be public. And that will take on those millions. There's a little probability that you will find some crazy people. And you
much higher probability.
And you can even find serial killers. You can even find people who get crazy about you, and they get obsessed about them, right? On the public figures. So it's like being kidnapped when you get to that position, that kind of people. So it's a risk. It's a big risk for them. It's a bigger risk because there's a lot of people. So the probability of them having a risk situation is higher than a regular American family who is just taking their kids to the school and they're 2 employees, right? Mom and dad are employees. Yeah. What's their circle? Maybe 1,000 or 5,000 people, right? Because friends, family, people around and everything. so they don't have that big risk. But still, it's a risk.
Well, I've been
right?
seeing
So,
it seems as if there's a lot of kids going missing.
yeah.
Have you seen the numbers on that? Do you know anything about that?
In Texas, my phone was ringing the whole time. You know, the beep, beep, the little alarm system.
Oh, yeah.
When a child gets
Adopted.
kidnapped,
Yeah.
So that's something in everywhere. There's the kids are in danger because the world is getting crazy. I mean, like,
and
so
not only that, but I've heard a lot of Mexican kids are actually that are being brought across the border. They're being taken. Have you heard any? I mean, is anyone talking about that? Because I feel as though we here in America, we're not really talking about that unless you're looking for it. Like I look for that kind of stuff because that stuff does bother me, and that's the job that I did. One of the jobs that I did down in Colombia was, since the drug cartels, they love to go after the children of the people in power, right? Or they would like to kidnap people from America and hold them ransom. So the fact that a lot of children have gone missing, and I think it feels as if not a lot of people are talking about it, but I've noticed a lot of, the same thing, a lot of this ringing, and a lot of posters out.
I think it's about 50% organized crime and 50% people with mental crisis that it's taking all these kids. So you now these days you never know. And now with COVID, the mental issues and the mental health has been going to the sky levels, on risk levels, on all the people is getting anxious, is getting depressed, and all these people that has little risk of becoming dangerous. Now they're doing it.
Yeah,
because it's the pressure, the global pressure, and what's happening, and the news, and the fear, and the attack, and everything is like bombing everyone all the time, and it's getting people crazy. It's getting people crazy, and there's a lot of kidnapping, robberies. There's a Cuban situation. I was in the Rochester radio the other time, and we were talking about Cuba crisis, and that happened because COVID. From my perspective, from my personal perspective,
people just got fed up, or what?
There was a little revolution against the government, and all the people went outside because they don't have resources, and the government is not supporting them and everything. But that's something it's been for years in Cuba.
Right. It's
been
a number of years.
Situation pushed them to the limit. So these protocols are good for the health, are good for evolving the society. Right? Because every 100 years, this happens. I don't know, for some reason, there's like big diseases, like big pandemics, right?
There's always a turmoil that comes back around.
Every 100
always a cycle.
years, something that happens. I don't even know why, like Black Pest and this COVID, and that help us to upgrade our health levels worldwide. So
do you think that's going to come out of COVID? Do you think that we're going to be in a better position after COVID, or do you think that the government's going to?
This is escalating us as a society.
Well, you're going to be talking to the World Economic Forum, right?
Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of people who they might have heard that, like, whoa, hold on. Have you seen what people are talking about with the World Economic Forum, where they're talking about the Great Reset, and how you'll own nothing and you'll love it? So what are some of the things that you've heard from them, from the World Economic Forum, that you think you can go talk to and bring to the table there to help the world? Because it seems like you're more worldly based as opposed to just one specific country. So what are some issues that you want to bring to them to really discuss to push us forward?
Non-profit organization. I claim it's like a special formula for world peace. That's just for marketing. But the real thing is just a system to boost philanthropy to everyone. So the main logo, the main slogan, it's what's your biggest dream? And it's free to join, right? So anyone can join, and everyone choose their biggest dream, because I do care about individuality. Because the main thing here is collectiveness. We need to get collective intelligence, we need to be aware of what's happening everywhere, but we are just one, and we do care, right? And we are important. So everyone has different life and perspective and universe in their mind. So it's like a little option to give them to everyone, like, okay, what's your biggest dream? Just let's see. We have 7 billion people, and we are gonna hit everyone, but we don't need a list, right? Because if you go to social media and you can express yourself in social media, but have you seen Facebook? It's like you've seen millions on things and you don't even know what your friends are posting now, because it's chaotic. Your home line, right, or your home screen, it's full of random news and memes, and then a little picture with the kids, and like, what's this, right? Then TikTok came and it became easier. Just videos, okay? That's easier, faster, short videos. Okay, yeah, but now there's a lot of videos, random videos. We are not caring about the individuality of the people. So this is a chance for them to see just one video. What's your biggest dream? And what do you need? What do you need the most in your life in this moment?
So then,
maybe it's just a bike for your kid, right? Or maybe it's a big project for helping a lot of people, or maybe it's a business, or maybe it's a home. So that will stick down there the ideas, and the coexistence will be the corporates and we and all of us working together on those dreams.
Do you think we're going to work together on those dreams? Because if it seems as though there's some people who are who claim to be working with each other, but don't really want to work together. That, from my perspective, that's what it seems like. People will say, "Hey, let's do it for the greater good," but then when it really comes down to it, when there's an event that I put together and I'm looking for donations to help kids in the inner city to have back to school supplies, or I don't know, whatever different things I put together, it seems like the same people who are talking about, hey, do this for the benefit or for the greater good, blah, blah, blah. But then when it comes down time to actually do something, they're gone. They're not commenting. You don't see them on the likes. You don't see any money out of them, because that's what really makes the world go round. Is you can't do much if you don't have the capital. So do you feel the same way? Because So when it comes to the world perspective, you're more of the collective soul on that one. I'm more of I'm all about the individualism, because I'm American. That's what we do. We have our individual freedoms, and we fight for that. So you're more of the collective issue. So what is it in America?
No, both.
Okay, so then what's something that you want to work on and to bring the people together to work on that? And I don't want to hear peace, because there's like we all want peace except for Austin. He wants war all the time.
And it's a crazy war full of different minds.
He's a cream ale kind of guy. That's why. You got it back on. So what is this? What is this that you say you got the ultimate formula for boosting world peace? What is this ultimate formula?
So
can you give it away, or we have to kill us after?
Greediness, the greediness on balance, and the only tool we have to do that, it's philanthropy. As soon as we all understand what philanthropy is and we start doing it, the whole planet is gonna feel different.
Well, Bill Gates is doing it, right?
I'm not gonna change the world. I'm not gonna create a new society. No. It's just a little consciousness on helping others. I mean, you already have what you have. Now start checking outside. What's next? And that's gonna help everyone, because as soon as you have your project and you start helping others, your project is gonna grow. So, the fun part on this nonprofit organization, I'm gonna make it fun as a game. So the main point here is to get philanthropy points, because there's gonna be money as in every nonprofit organization, donations from here, outside, coming in, out, everything. But there's philanthropy points. So every time someone comments, do or act for free, like any social media, you collect philanthropy points.
Like they have in China? They do like it's like a good citizen point system that they do in China, but that's more of like the communist system, where they're kind of like not allowing you to do certain things if you don't have points.
Yeah, I'm not messing with people's rights.
Okay.
This is just a little app and a game.
Because Austin's going to start flipping tables here if you start messing with his rights.
Yeah, exactly. No. Everyone is the same in here, and it's just
so it's just a positive part.
Where you get more points. So this will help people to connect with others,
Mm-hmm.
And these philanthropy policies will help the corporations to build corporate social responsibility among the population. Because if a little kid playing video games and using the app is doing more points than a full brand, how is that gonna look? It's gonna look bad. So that's the coexistence. Gonna be like a little game on everyone helping each other for free. The most the most free stuff they can get or give away, it will be the better. I mean,
well, I'm a huge fan of give and give and give, because the more you give, the more you end up getting in return.
Yeah.
Because that's just how the world does really work. And it's something that's, talked about even in the Bible. We talked about religion a little while ago. We talk about in the Bible, and I believe it's in other religions as well, where you give more than you take. And even if it doesn't turn into a financial windfall, at the very least, a mental windfall. You become happier when you give to others more than what you take from others. Do you think you can? Are you starting this in America, or are you going to go to another country that actually likes giving more than America? Because I feel like we're kind of like jerks here. And while like Switzerland might be nicer or something.
Yeah, well, I'm going to Switzerland because there's the World Economic Forum and CERN and WIS. So there's two phases on Neopanja. One, it's
Neopanja is your organization.
Yeah, that's right. So one, it's just people. Neopanja Airlinks, I call that site. And the other one, it's high skilled airlinks, which are my clients or probable clients, which are celebrities, leaders, that they are looking for getting more exposure, helping more people. They have more resources. They want to help do more. So I'm pushing that into scientists from the CERN and WIS, because they are geniuses. They have projects that they can help billions of people, and they can achieve big goals in the future. And also SAG-AFTRA, I have a lot of connections on SAG-AFTRA. For people who doesn't know, SAG-AFTRA is a Hollywood's labor union.
I didn't know what this was.
Yeah.
A Hollywood what union?
Yeah, Hollywood Laborers Union.
Laborers Union. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said a slave union.
All the people that you see on the movies in Hollywood, everything, they need to first sign up in SAG-AFTRA.
Okay.
So yeah, all these SAG-AFTRA and scientists, I want to place them together so they can start giving a better image on how can we boost philanthropy? How can we help more? How can we do more things?
Other than bringing, I hate this term, when they, what is it called? And instead of donating money to an event or to a cause, they spread the word. Like, so celebrities will use their name to spread the word about a nonprofit organization or a philanthropic entity. They use their clout to bring eyes onto it. That blows my mind. That they want to see money, right?
Yeah.
These organizations want to see money, tangible money, because that's what helps them to keep research going, keep development going. You're not going to build water wells in Africa by bringing the attention to the fact that Africa doesn't have enough water wells. Like, yeah, we know. Or we're not going to train enough people to understand that cancer is a issue. We know that. Like, we know that. And that's one of the things that actually is there's something that they asked me to sign on to.
Yeah, money is a measure of what you are doing. Right.
Yeah.
So
or what you have done.
The more things you do, the more money you get.
Yeah, it is a monetary token of what value you bring to this world,
and how many people you are spread on. Like, if you are
you sure you're not a capitalist? I think you're a capitalist more than what you think.
Of course, we all are, because we live here, right?
Yeah.
And we eat food, and it costs money. So the main problem on capitalism is greediness.
So what is it? I mean, you want to keep giving to those in need, right? At what point do we give, but nothing actually works? Because we keep, like, for this past 18 months, let's say for the for those who went through COVID and unfortunately got, let's say, their employment let them go, they got unemployment, the bonuses from unemployment, bonuses from each child that they have as well, from the stimulus checks. Those are all things that a lot of people were making more money than they ever had before. They went from making $22,000 a year to now making $50,000 a year. Right. So we gave them, and on top of that, they didn't have to pay rent. Not yet. They didn't have to pay rent. So all their costs diminish, all their income doubled, maybe tripled. But we're gonna see a mass eviction, and there's gonna be a ton of people who are gonna be out of house and home.
Yeah.
So that leads many people to sit there and say, why do we keep giving money to these organizations or to people who they don't have the right mindset? They have a victim mindset, or they just are not, they don't understand financials, but yet we keep giving them money thinking that they're going to lift themselves out of poverty. So at what point do we stop that? Like, what are there organizations that you're going to be working with to try and spread not just the money, but also the knowledge?
On the point, on your favorite point, which is individualism.
Yes.
As soon as we start taking care of every single human, we are 7 billion, right? Or a little more than 7 billion.
7 billion, yep.
And it takes years to hear all of their requests, right?
What if someone doesn't care about themselves, though? Like, if someone really is just done with life, you try and help them. Like, there's so many times when I'll call a number to send somebody over to talk to somebody because of a mental health issue. I see them acting a little crazy at the bus stop. They go, they talk to them, and come find out they're just like, look, this person's on drugs. We've had them in our
you mean like they don't have the awareness of, or like,
they're just done. Like, they're done with life. And that's like the hardest part. How do we help those people who are just like done? That's what that always boggles my mind. That's why I'm talking to you, in this kind of way, because I want to be able to understand from those like you who are so giving about the entire world and collectivism, and that's fantastic. I wish I was more like that, right? But at the same time, I understand. I keep hitting my microphone. Sorry for anyone out there that's listening to that. At the same time, I know that it comes down to that person wanting to do better for themselves as well. So where does that fit in? How do we help the world by helping them to help themselves? Like, how do we do that? That would be from someone that thinks like me. How do we help those in Africa or in Haiti, let's say,
right,
or in Cuba or in Mexico, and say, look, we're willing to invest in these things that can help your country.
We're in Africa.
Where in Africa?
Yeah.
Not South Africa. Let's go with Congo.
Let's go to a little town in Congo, and we pick one of them. We ask them, what's your biggest dream? We start on that. That's where we start. Who are you? What's your name? What do you want?
Well, that's going to take a lot of people, wouldn't it?
Right. And we are allowed to. So if we start connecting between us, what's the name of your 4 neighbors? I mean, like, everyone who's listening right now, what's the name of your 4 neighbors? We don't know.
I was going to say, I don't think a lot of people know the name of their 4 neighbors. Right.
What they want. Maybe they want to suicide. They want to commit suicide and you don't even know.
Right.
Maybe they just needed, I don't know, a toy for their kids.
Yeah.
But they are so broke and they couldn't get the toy and they quit on their lives.
So you're really bringing it down to the micro level, where you're saying it's not just the collectivism, but it's also just people talking to each other.
Yeah.
And getting to know.
People don't care.
People don't care. They like to say it, though. They like to be on social media saying, wear your mask and get a vaccine because you're supposed to care about other people. Right. But then when it comes down to it, it doesn't seem like those people who are talking the most on social media do the least when it comes to actually caring about their neighbors.
Yeah.
From what I've seen. I
hate neighbors or homeless or employees or coworkers or friends. I mean, like, we are just going like horses, going straight with the blinders, right? And we are just caring about ourselves and what we need. and our needs, and then we have kids because we got married, and now we
got
have
responsibilities
more
of our own.
responsibilities, and we are not with enough power to see further, and that's happening worldwide, and that's happening everywhere, and in poor communities, in rich communities, in corporations, in our own families.
Yeah.
In our own families, people don't care.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Sometimes.
A lot of times. I think a lot of times.
Well,
that's the sad
I
part.
don't want it to be that rude, but yeah, a lot of times. So
yeah, I think everybody has someone in their family where it's like, all right, we've done enough for this person, and
it's weird to have one family member who cares about everyone.
Yeah.
Right? It's usually the elder mom or the elder grandma or a little uncle or someone that gets along with everyone, and everyone can feel their energy, right? And when they die, everything breaks apart, and the whole family splits.
Yeah,
because
I can see that happening. I think
we all get that little essence of caring about everyone.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're gonna be giving away all your money to all your family members and see every day what they need, but just ask them, what do you want the most? At least once in your life, ask people, what do you want the most? And you will remember that, right? And that will be in your mind. And you may be not able to help them right away, but taking that in your brain, having that in your mind, will be different on the way you will talk, take decisions, on the way you talk, on the way you feel, on everything, because that's intelligent, collective intelligence. It's just having the information. I mean, I'm not telling everyone that everything will be fixed in a few months because this is the world peace formula.
Well, that's what people want.
Marketing.
They want immediate.
I'm telling. So we can understand easier how hyperconnectivity for philanthropy marketing tool works, but nobody understands what I just said. Right. And I've been living that for like 2-3 years. Like, how do I explain this?
Yeah.
Right? It's just a system. It's a platform. Forget about that. Well, but yeah, what it is. I just told you, I don't know how to explain it. It's a word piece formula. Right? It's just an easy way to explain what it really is. It's just taking the voice of the voiceless, registered, and so we can see who we can help. And for free. And it's just an app, a few clicks. It's not that.
Do you have the app yet?
Right?
Or is this the idea that you're bringing it?
No, it's already developing.
Okay, so being development right now.
Yeah, it's with all my developers. I have some in Argentina. There's other ones in Mexico because there's 4 technologies I'm using. So every team is building their own, and we are all gonna place them together. So it's Argentina, Mexico here, and it's Switzerland. I have 4 teams. It's like 2 people, 3 people, and 4 people working on each team. And that's what I've been trying to build, but it's a little bit expensive and it takes a little time. I've been working on it for a year, and they're all making all the development, all the language, because it's a little complex also.
Well, maybe someone on here that's watching this, and this bodes well for what you're talking about, how you may not be able to help. Like I certainly would not be able to help you with this app that you're talking about, but maybe there's someone out here that either knows it or knows somebody that knows somebody. And that's the beauty of social media. Yet at the same time, we get so lost in it and we only think about the world that's in front of us. And that's a sad thing about social media. You know, we're just, there's so much information that we get overloaded, and we give out so much information that, you know, could be to our detriment.
Over information.
Yeah, I feel as though we've lost our ways with social media. Like we're using it to destroy rather than to build. We're using it to spread negativity instead of spreading hope. You know, I'm not saying that's everybody but me. I'm saying we as a collective.
We all are, because as soon as you start using it and you start going around, you destroy your brain with all that information. I mean, and
your eyesight.
You check like a few clicks and you go around on the home screen and everything. you already absorb all of that. You already absorbed some memes and the dog from a neighbor and some I don't know, maybe
some new baby pics,
random text about what somebody did today, and I was just walking and it was fun, and it was, yeah, and you just read that and it's in your brain, and it gets in your brain. It's like watching the news, and you watch the news just once, but they stick in your brain forever, right?
Some things do if it impacts you that much in a personal way. We haven't gone looking for the things that impact us in a positive way in a long time. Like it's just so much, I'll post something positive and it'll be, like 5 people that like it, but I post something negative and like 500
we
people.
all love negative.
Right.
Yeah,
right. It just drives people to
rumors.
Yeah. So,
Chismes,
yeah. Yeah. You got an uphill battle with this. So I applaud you for taking it on. And because a lot of people, they'd rather just sit online and talk about how to get things done or what other people should be doing.
Yeah.
You're out here doing. So I applaud you for that. And I thank you very much for the conversation, not only on the messenger, but in here in real life, two real life people talking. Again, the first time meeting you in person, it's fantastic to be able to have a conversation with somebody that, we never met, but we can have a conversation. We may not agree on everything, but we have.
And when you start using social media with a purpose,
yeah,
you get to this point.
Exactly.
Because that social media, it's a connection. It's a connection. It's a digital connection with someone who is not in front of you. So
right.
It's like taking them closer. It happens. This kind of thing happens. It has taken me to very random places and very random people. Just on social media, you start connecting.
So yeah, social media could be a blessing. It could be a blessing as long as you use it for that, and you have the mentality that I'm going to use this for
something
something positive. So our time here is up. I appreciate. Is there anything that you want to leave on here? Any information to give out there, or maybe a website, or what should people be looking at for the future to find you?
Yeah, just look for me, Bruno Renoso with double Z. I mean, we can check on my name how it's going to be published, and that's my social media for everything: YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. In some of them, you will see there's not a lot of movement. That's something I'm planning on it with my nonprofit organization. Everything is my whole social media. It's a full marketing strategy that I'm working on. So yeah. And if anyone needs something, they can just add me on Facebook, and that's my pro bono consulting chat box. So everything, it's free down there. Just chatting, texting. Because in person, that's a little more expensive.
Yeah, there you go. But, no, that's fantastic. Again, it comes down to businesses just giving, and then at some point asking for the sale, because you can't pay the bills by giving everything away for free. So exactly. I appreciate everything you're doing. I wish you luck in your endeavors. And when I see you at the World Economic Forum on YouTube or something like that, I hope that there's more conspiracy theories that you can bring up, because people love World Economic Forum for conspiracy theories.
Sure.
And I love conspiracy theories just because it gets like my mind growing. Yeah. But it is a lot of negativity out there, so I try not to dive too deep into that kind of stuff. Let's just stick with the real. Just stick with the real. That's right. Just stick with the real. So I appreciate you, Bruno. Thank you very much for coming on.
Pleasure. Thank you for reminding me.
Absolutely. Really his name that's spelled is his actual spelling of his name, but his social media is with 2 Z's instead of the S in the last name.
That's right.
All right. So anyone else can find him on there, go ahead. You're on Facebook, Instagram? What are you on?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
And TikToki.
Yeah, el TikToki.
Fantastic. Right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, brother, and hope you have a blessed day. If you run into Kanye West or John Leguizamo, let them know. I've been trying to get them onto the show. Okay. I would love to interview them.
I'm gonna be in New York Fashion Week.
That's
a few days,
Kanye.
So maybe they'll be there. I'll tell them.
That is Kanye. You make sure you let them know. Sure. Jose Pio from Politically Correcting is looking for him. I left a voice message. They haven't called me back yet. I appreciate that. Austin, hit that funky music.
Yeah.